Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to analyze if Chibi is lying about hitting the gym. If you guys don't know, Chibi Reviews, famous for what? Making anime reviews? Perhaps the greatest NTR story of our you know, of our timeline being presented all on Twitter. If you know, you know. And he's been saying that he's going to therapy, that he's going to change himself. He's not going to bend the knee. He will continue with this political commentary, and he's free to do so. Just take care of yourself, right? If you're going to go out there, at least fucking protect yourself before going to the Coliseum. And he's hitting the gym too. And this tweet was successful. Looks like by the color of the machines, this is Planet Fitness in America. We don't have, I don't go to Planet Fitness here. Feels exhausted after the 2-hour workout. Definitely out of shape, and they need to get better at it. 2.1 million views. And you know what's fucked up? What's fucked up is I think that I mogged Chibi here. I think I have a better ass than any girl that you guys will never even have a chance to get with. I have a better ass than anyone with a wife, okay? I get nothing. I'm trying to do fucking gym thirst traps to open up a femboy OnlyFans account. And this is it? And Chibi fucking opens up this fucking Halo shirt looking like a fucking chud and he gets all the views? The world isn't fair. The world isn't fair. But it is what it is. Let's analyze. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the bits. So, the biggest contention. Not a single drop of sweat on that shirt, bro. Every step you take is just another... Tectone would ban them all immediately. Chibi doesn't. Chibi just lets it go. He just like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it, let's just... This is farm all the hate. Your shirt is very dry. Do you not sweat very much? No. Sweat stains. 2 hours of working! And not a single molecule of sweat to be found. Even if you were being extremely light with it, not sweating at all is alarming. Bro chose the... Please tell me this is an inside reference. Ain't no way you're using the past tense of choose as chose, but you're adding a chose. Duh. The worst, the best part is if this guy's account had a Boruto profile picture. If this guy actually had a Boruto profile picture, oh my fucking god, that shit would be hilarious, bro. There's a lot of people making AI art of Chibi with like random cat girls. And I'm like, how much does Chibi have you on this payroll? And some of the quotes here are fucking hilarious. This is, it's actually, I don't know if it's embarrassing. You can tell it's people need to refresh on how much gains you can naturally make in a year because he's not doing all of that. Oh yeah, this basically is like, this build is most people will never even attain. This is like, for completely natural lifters, you'd have to start at like, in your teenage years, like before you're 20. And maybe by the time you're like mid-30s, after like a decade plus of like actually locking in and having optimal building, then maybe if you're good enough genetics, you can look like this. TNF stands out to me. If you guys don't know about TNF, right? One of the gym unks that makes content. This guy's actual natty. Obviously, you have to be short. Bodybuilding is a short man's game, right? If you're tall, you have a lot of benefits, as in you can get any girls you want without going to the gym. The gym is unironically the most like desolate place of bitchless losers who feels like it's a bunch of manlets that are like, oh, I'll just fucking go to the gym and get muscular. Then all the girls that rejected me for that taller guy will come. They won't. You get all the muscles, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna have other dudes pulling up saying, damn bro, nice pecs, nice glutes bro. Damn bro. Girls don't care about this build. They honestly don't. Girls care about tall dudes that are funny, charismatic, or have some money, you know, looks handsome. Like, Going to the gym, who are you doing it for? If you're not doing this shit for yourself, and if you're unironically going to the gym thinking getting muscles is somehow gonna get you bitches, you are playing the wrong game, and after you get the muscles, you're still gonna be sad and depressed. So many people have such a backward way of utilizing the gym. It shouldn't be for external validation from other people to prove them wrong. It should be for yourself, bro. It's gotta be for yourself. Anyways, going back to Chibi, if he gets hops on juice, maybe. Come on, come on. Oh, probably pretentious coming in. Isn't he like 5'3"? If he actually is 5'3", he could attain this build, assuming his genetics are good enough in the next 5 to 10 years. He could. The jokes write themselves, don't they? For some reason, probably pretentious is blocked by Chibi on Twitter. He hates him and they hate each other. Papo de colocar una bala entre mis ojos si alguien fa eso conmigo, achando que está ayudando. Ayudando. What does that mean? Man, I put a bullet between my eyes. One of my favorite things is to read Spanish and then click translate and see what happens, and oh my fucking god. She's still gonna cheat on him. No, but unironically though, like, this is actually like, listen, this is an extremely cruel like thing to say, but unironically, if you've been cheated and you don't take any steps to better yourself, right? Maybe everyone else was just fucking assholes, right? But like, if you think that muscles and money, like, look at tens. Look at, you know, celebrities, right? So many people are like, yo, this guy has the money, this guy has the fame, this guy has the muscles. It doesn't matter. You guys are so focused with these superficial things, you don't realize that love is like a very authentic human chemistry that you can't buy. Yeah, having muscles might get your foot in the door, right? But genuinely, like, it's not gonna help. I just realized she has a fucking tail here too. I just realized that she has a fucking tail coming out. AI is getting fucking out of control. Now, let's do some analysis, right? Let's do some analysis. I think some people were talking about, what was the other one? Nicholas Light, I think, has something to say too. Of course he does. They're saying you didn't work out hard because you're not sweating lol. Oh, by the way, the reason you don't see a blue checkmark right now is because Nick just changed his profile picture again. So it's a very interesting thing in Twitter blue checkmark stuff, where if you change your profile picture or your name, the blue checkmark goes away for about a couple of hours as they like check and kind of make sure everything's going all right. So this fucking attention whore, he's changing his profile picture again. They're saying you didn't work out hard because you're not sweating lol. When I used to have 2% body fat, I highly doubt Nicholas Light has ever been at 2% body fat. Me when I fucking lie. What is the average body fat percentage for the Mr. Olympia bodybuilders? Do you understand what 2% body fat is? These dudes are hitting 3 to 5% body fat. 2%? 2%? What kind of fucking numbers are you using? That's fucking crazy. 2% is not even Sam Sulek right now, bro. Sam Sulek right now is getting shredded. You know, he's got Mr. Olympia. It's really coming out nice. Very motivational guy. He is about to lock in and about to fucking make his dreams come true again. He had a nice chest pump today. I think he did a pose down. This is not 2%. This is not 2%, okay? Like, you're fucking crazy. If, like, I don't know what Nick is saying, but two is fucking crazy. 1 hour plus long workouts, you wouldn't see any visible sweat. So the idea is when you've been so deprived of all the fluids, like there's nothing to sweat out. Okay, but like Chibi is not even close to that. Chibi, I think, is skinny fat, right? Chibi is not fat, but there's like a skinny fat where like you kind of just look like you kind of look like fucking Jar Jar Binks, right? There's a thing called skinny fat. Chibi probably is at like 20 plus body fat percentage. It's mostly just like all around like his gut area, right? If you look at the shirt, right, you can kind of see there's like a little tub. But he's not fat by any means. But even then, he's not shredded. And I don't think he's going to be... I think he would be sweating, right? Everyone's body's built different. I was ripped and I didn't do anything crazy at the gym. Working out at a slow, focused pace. And I look better than all the people at the gym looking like they walked into a shower with their clothes on. These people have never worked out a day in their lives and have no idea what they're talking about. Probably. The people backseating Chibi right now probably are just fucking hating. But when you claim that you're at 2% body fats, I would have to see some pictures. Maybe he was. Maybe he was going for Mr. Olympia, right? Maybe he was going for the Arnold Classic. Maybe he was going to get his IFBB, you know, fucking bodybuilding, you know, fucking pro bodybuilding card. But 2% is crazy. If you ever needed a device, I'm always a message away, bro. I may have added all that weight, add that wedding ring weight on, but all the fitness junkies still exist. Go eat your fucking party-sized bag of Doritos, you fat fuck. Ain't no way. 12% I think would be more realistic. 2% is fucking impossible. I think what's really happening here is, do you really think that Chibi would LARP at the gym to buy a gym membership to go to Planet Fitness to take a selfie to prove to people that he's doing something? This is the Stairmaster too. And if you were actually on the Stairmaster, and he says 2-hour workout, like, listen, no workout should be 2 hours, especially for beginners. Go to the gym, your like resistance training should be done within an hour. And then you should do 30 minutes of cardio. 2 hours is too much. And if you're doing 2 hours of cardio, I mean, I guess you're trying to get shredded or something. It depends on what your goals are, right? But if this is a treadmill, I don't think it's even started. So likely, like, he just took a selfie, right? The idea is he wanted to look good in the picture. You can see that there's no visible fog or any steam in the glasses, no visible sweat marks. Some people think that there's like the lighting here, thinking like, this is actually crazy. So we got to do analysis here, right? Some people actually think that like here is lighting here. Difference, like right over here. And that this is straight up, this is not... I see a little bit of sweat maybe, right? But when you wear a gray shirt like this, it would be much more dark in spots. So the likelihood of scenario here is Chibi is about to hit the Stairmaster. He's just taking a selfie before. He probably was hitting the weights leading up to this, and therefore he's not completely sweaty. His hair, no fog, no nothing. He's just trying to take a good picture of himself. I think that's pretty much it. I think his hair is way too dry for any sort of actual like intense cardiovascular work. Isn't that crazy though? We're straight up analyzing. We're hyper fucking analyzing Chibi reviews right now. Jesus! That's a crazy title. We'll save that for later. There's legit 1,000 people, thousands of people talking about my body sweat because of my gym post. I feel flattered even that gets people talking about me. They're talking about a man's body sweat and analyzing for hours now. Yep, not gay at all, guys. 100% heterosexual behavior happening right now. All these dudes just overanalyzing how much perspiration, you know, occurred at the gym for Chibi reviews. Is he LARPing? Is he? Jesus Christ. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I'm glad that Chibi's hitting the gym. For anybody that actually wants like gym advice, I think the best split that you could do as a beginner is like upper lower split. Basically, you would hit upper, next day you would hit lower, then it'd be a rest day. Then it'd be upper again, then lower, then rest day. It's simple. The goal is to hit every muscle group 2 to 3 times a week. Frequency. Going to the gym and doing 20 fucking reps of like 5 sets of hard, like whatever, you know, workout you're thinking you're doing, that's called junk volume. The game of bodybuilding is all about like that intensity. The intensity at your final rep when you're failing the exercise, that's where most of the gains are. Significantly. All the reps leading up to it, not very much at all. And the harder that you push yourself, the more you're going to grow. But this doesn't mean that you're at the gym for 3 hours, just keep lifting. No, you want to hit 1 to 2 hard sets to near failure and then move on to the next exercise. That's really all you have to do. You could do 1 hard set. 1 hard set to failure will do way more than 5 sets of junk volume, just repping and repping, trying to get a pump, feeling burn in your muscles. Feeling the burn is fucking nothing. That's just lactic acid building up in your muscles, right? The pump is not correlative to sending an actual growth stimulus to the muscles. But if you have sent like a growth stimulus to your muscles and you got a pump too, that means you got a great workout. You have to figure out, and there's also exercise choice, right? That doesn't really matter as much. I think the most important thing is progressive overload though, right? hitting each muscle group 2 to 3 times a week, resting, and each session is quality. You've recovered and you can lift even harder. What does progressive overload mean? Maybe you are only doing 6 reps for this certain weight. You're getting your protein in, you're resting, you're recovered. Next time, maybe you do 7 reps, maybe you do 8 reps. That is progressive overload. And at a certain point, depends on a lot of people, I like to keep it around 5 to 10 rep range. That's a really nice range where at a weight, I'm gonna progress until I hit 10 reps to failure. After that, I will now increase the weight by 5 pounds, 10 pounds. Then I start back at like 5 reps to failure and I build that shit over again. That's it. It's a really simple game, but so many people spend hours at the gym thinking junk volume, right? I gotta keep just doing volume. No. High frequency, high intensity workouts, making sure you get active rest, 8 hours a day if you can. That's so important. Recovery and resting is so important. Protein, 0.7 grams of pounds of protein, 0.7 grams of protein per pound of body weight, right? So again, right, if you're like, for example, if you're like 160 pounds, right, 0.7 times 160, this is the amount of grams of protein that you would need to adequately just build, and then the other can go into carbs and, you know, fats and there's a lot of knowledge in bodybuilding. Like the fitness stuff, I know I'm like overloading you with information right now, but the most important thing I think is obviously the intensity of the workout, right? Going to failure and making sure to recover so you can go hard. Your form could be trash. Your exercise could be trash. Hell, your diet could be trash, right? Your recovery could be, rest could be trash. But I think that going to failure is probably like the most significant difference in whether you're getting gains. And then if you have, again, the diet right, the recovery right, and now you're progressively overloading, those are signs that you're actually growing. Not random like poses in the mirrors that's going to fluctuate your, you know, water weight and different angles and lighting. No. If you're getting stronger, you are getting bigger. It's that simple. So many people, I feel like, go to the gym and waste their fucking time doing so many unnecessary sets thinking the more that they do, the more they're going to get. Nah. High quality, bro. One hard set to failure will do more for you than 5 sets of random bullshit, such that, because like it's like a fatigue management game too, right? Every set that you do, you're gonna become more and more tired. It's a fatigue, it's like, you know, in Genshin Impact or like other stamina resource games, you keep running, the fatigue goes down. The gym is the same thing too. The first exercise you do should be the body part that you want to maximize the most, right? Because every set beyond that is gonna be you getting tired and tired and tired, right? And doing extra junk volume, it just fucks you up. You think that like you're being like a Giga Chad by doing so many sets to like failure over and over again. You're not. You're wasting time and you're weakening your body such that your next exercise is going to be weaker. Rest, hit that shit hard, and grow. It's that simple.